Hello everyone. Today we are going to start with the next topic of your second unit, that is banking. Now this topic is very much common topic as we all are related somewhat to the banking. Now under this the first topic is commercial banks and money creation. Now before starting with the deep study of this chapter, you must be clear with some terms like first one is bank. Now what is a bank? It is an institution which receives funds from the public and gives loans and advances to those who need them. As we all are very much aware about the term bank, as we know it is an institution and it receives funds from the public in the form of deposits, and it further gives loans and advances to those who need them. Like, for example, if we need to construct a new house and we are not having funds for that, what we will do, we will approach the banks for taking loan from the bank. So what is that? That is one of the function of the bank, that they advance loans to the public who are in need of that. Basically the investors and the consumers approach the banks for taking the loans, and on the other hand they accept deposits from the public, and those deposits may be in the form of demand deposits, time deposits, saving deposits, etc. Now the next one is the supply of money in a country depends on the banking system as a whole and monetary policy of the central bank in general. Now we have studied in the previous video about the supply of money. So this supply of money mainly depends on the banking system and along with that on the monetary policy of the central bank, which we will study in this chapter only. Okay, so this was all about the term bank. Now next topic is banking. Now banking refers to the process, or it implies to the process of accepting deposits of money from the public for the purpose of lending or investment, which is repayable on demand and can be withdrawn by means of checks, etc. Now what is this banking? It is definitely related to the term bank, but over here it comes that it is a process in which the banks accept deposits from the public, and out of these deposits only they will lend or make investment which will be repayable on demand, that is which will be checkable in nature and can be withdrawn by means of checks or by means of draft orders, etc. So this was the banking. Now you must have noticed over here that there are two main functions of the bank, that is accepting deposits and advancing loans, which we will study further. Now there are another form of institutions which are not banks in nature, but they performs either the function of accepting deposits or the function of lending money, and they are known as non-banking financial institution. Now what are those institutions? If an institution does not perform either of the following functions, that is accepting deposits or lending money or lending loans, then those institutions will be known as the non-banking financial institution. Basically these are the financial institutions that is related to the finance, but the condition over here is that they are not performing the main primary functions of the commercial banks. As I have told you that the primary function of commercial bank is to accept deposits and lend loans or lend money. But if an institution is only accepting deposits but not lending money, so that institution will come under the non-banking financial institution. Similarly, if any institution is only lending money but not accepting deposits, that institution will also come under the non-banking financial institution. So we can take some examples like LIC. Now LIC is Life Insurance Corporation. Now what that institution is doing, they are not receiving the deposits, but they are only lending the money. So these kind of institutions will come under the non-banking financial institutions. Now you can take an example of an institution which will be only accepting deposits but will not lend the money. For example, the post offices. What is their function? They are accepting the deposits but are not giving the loans. So these institutions will be known as the non-banking financial institutions. The next topic is types of banks. Mainly there are two types of banks. The first one is the commercial bank and second one is the central bank. Now what are the commercial banks? First we will study about these banks. Now these are the financial institutions that accept deposits from the public and lend out this money to consumers or investors to earn profit. Now here you must observe three main things. The first one is that they accept deposits, the first primary function, and second one is they lend out this money, that is they grant loans to the consumers or the investors, and the main motive of the commercial banks is to earn profit. That is, if any commercial bank is not earning profits or is going in losses, then that commercial bank may not continue for a long period of time. Therefore, the main motive of the commercial banks is to earn profit by the process of accepting deposits and lending out their money to certain consumers or investors. Now next is the borrowing rate, which is related to the commercial banks only. Now what is that rate? It is the rate of interest offered by the banks to deposit holders. Now for example, I have a saving deposit account with the commercial bank, let's say with the State Bank of India. Now they will offer me a rate of interest on my deposits, which they have to provide me on my deposit. For example, they are saying that they will give 3% rate of interest on my deposits. So what is that? That is the borrowing rate for the commercial banks. These rates we are studying from the viewpoint of the commercial banks, that they are borrowing our money. That is, if I am depositing my 10,000 rupees to the commercial banks, that is the liability of the commercial banks on which they will provide me the rate of interest, and therefore it is known as the borrowing rate of the banks. On the other hand, the lending rate is the rate at which banks lend out their reserves to consumers and investors in the form of loans. Now, if I want to take loan from the commercial bank for the same amount, that is rupees 10,000, and they will charge a rate of interest from me, let's say it is 4%, that they are charging me from me the rate of interest of 4% on my loan amount. So that is the lending rate for the commercial banks. Now with the help of these rates only, the commercial banks are earning the profits, and that profit is known as the spread. Now spread is calculated as the difference between the two rates, that is the difference between the lending rate and the borrowing rate. Like I have taken the example of the 4% lending rate and 3% borrowing rate. Now the difference between the two, that is 4% minus 3% equals to 1%, will be the spread or the profit for the commercial banks, because this is the rate which they have to give to the consumers or the deposit holders, and this is the rate which they are charging from the loan account holders. So obviously they will charge more rate than the rate which they have to give. In lending rate, they will receive the interest, but in the borrowing rate, they have to give the interest to the deposit holders. So by charging more lending rate than the borrowing rate, they will earn the profits from this. And you have to keep this thing in mind, that the borrowing rate and the lending rate are taken from the viewpoint of the commercial banks, and from that only they will make out their profits or the spread, which is the difference between the two rates. You can take example of the commercial banks like State Bank of India, Axis Bank, HDFC Bank, Punjab National Bank. So these are some of the commercial banks which performs the main primary functions of accepting deposits and lending money. Now the type of deposits they may accept are the demand deposits, saving deposits, fixed deposits, recurring deposits. Now these are the various types of deposits which are having different terms and conditions, and a depositor may choose any one of them according to his requirement. And the next primary function of commercial bank is that lending money. They may lend money or may advance loans, and a rate of interest is charged by them on the amount withdrawn or the sanctioned amount of their loans. So these are the main functions of the commercial banks. So you can say any institution which is performing these two functions will come under the commercial banks. There are some secondary functions and general utility functions of the commercial banks too, but all this is not in your syllabus of 12th grade. Therefore, I'm just giving you brief introduction of these primary functions only. So this was all about the commercial banks, that how they work, and in the next video we will study about the money creation or the credit creation by the commercial banks. That is, we will come to know about how a sum of money is multiplied by the commercial banks a number of times through the process of deposits and loans. So this is known as the credit creation, which we will study in the next video. Thank you so much.